Yeah, hello, 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 hello. Yeah, hello. Welcome to Met Sports TV. In today's episode, we are discussing the bouts that happened over the weekend, and that is between Michael Ansah and Sherrif Quaye. This bout, this bout took place on the Independence Day of Ghana, and it was a fantastic bout. The main event was for the national lightweight competition, and like I said, it was between Sherrif Quay and Michael One Bullet Ansah. Let's start from the where from the undercuts, and I'll give you none of the fights went to knockouts. Sorry, none of the fights went to the scorecards. So Michael Laban featured, then Daniel Gosh, the Emperor. He got around 2 KO. Tufilos Tete, he has been champion for 2 years, and he had not defended his title because he wasn't getting an opponent. He defended this time against Musa Apia. Then we had Holy Dobeto. He got a brutal knockout against Edmond Campasa. Uh, Edward had to be rushed to the hospital after that because it was a very, very brutal knockout. Then after that fight, he ended up calling out Alfred the Bukom Bomba Lamptey on our network. Yeah, he has called out. The two of them they have a lot of history right from the amateur days. So he called he called out he called out Alfred Lamptey. Then we have John Ayer versus Kamaruddin Boyfew. Kamaruddin Boyfew. This was also for the national championship, and John Lye is also known as the expensive boxer. One exciting guy with a lot of charisma and good boxing skills. Josh Lye is looking forward in conquering West Africa and taking on the Commonwealth battle. Then we had Olaruwaju, the Nigerian, and Teren Jafarov. This bout took place. Oluware, yeah, is a Nigerian. He is 40 years old. So Tara is from Azerbaijan. He was brought in to fight uh, Ruwaja in Ghana because of the COVID restrictions. So those whoever did the parents or from the Tyros team never did their homework well. They never did their homework well, and they thought because Oruwa as 40 years old, Tyler could overcome him. Ura is an old dog, a tough dog, and he has been through a lot of wars. He was way bigger and stronger than Tyra. So it was actually a mismatch that Tyra had to quit on his two in round two. Um I would upload the video of the knockout subsequently on YouTube. He lost his tooth in round one, and after the fight in an interview with him, he confessed that Rua is a big guy, and they did not anticipate he would still be active at age 40 because in his last fight he was beaten miserably. So they thought they could also have a chance to pick the cherry, but unfortunately he was beaten, and that was a brutal knockout. Then the next fight, one of the exciting bouts on the day on the night was Daniel Eduku versus Aziz Samson. Aziz Samson started the fight in a very fantastic form. He got a knockdown in round four. Aziz is a southpaw, but unfortunately, when the fight got to round eight, it was a 10-round bout. When the fight got to round eight, he had to give up because he lacked a lot of stamina. He looked gassed out because he has used his energy at the earlier stages of. I salute you, Obed. I salute you, Obed. I salute you, Obed. And so I see you. Um, so in round four, he got a serious knockdown that's disabled Daniel Leduku. Daniel Leduku was in serious trouble. I was in the corner, and his coach did a fantastic job. He kept on giving out instructions, and at a point, his fighter was looking at him and said, "Don't look at me, just listen to me." He kept on coaching him throughout the round. I remember him telling him that you lose round way into the run no many nko jabe ne kweche because one nine more a week a bit take you another 3 minutes into no mange na ho ene ntoto o jabe na we dwane o jabe giving his to that effect. He was telling Daniel Eduku to keep his distance from Samson because Samson had given him a serious knockdown, and he said he shouldn't get close. He should jab and run away, jab and run away, jab and run away. And Samson obeyed those instructions. He was still on shaky legs, even in round six. Even in round six, he was on his leg was like when Andy Ruiz knocked down Anthony Joshua in round three at Madison Square Gardens. That was the kind of condition he was in. But the coach kept on massaging his legs. Anytime he came to the corner, the first thing was he massaged his leg to get him back to rhythm and asking him to grab and jab, grab, keep your distance. When he comes closer, duck and hold him. So I think the coach did a good job, and he coached his fighter to victory. Daniel Eduku, after that, was literally not fighting with his own skill or mind, but he was taking instructions from the coach. Jab, he jabs. Go back, he go back. Keep your distance. Dog, he dogs, and Sherrif is a southpaw, so he always told him, avoid the left hand, avoid the left hand. So another fight that happened. It was a late fight. That it wasn't the original scheduled fight. That was between Robert Quaye, the stopper, and Richard Amenfu. It wasn't a great fight. It was a mismatch. Robert dominated him throughout the fight and even stopping. Robert was initially scheduled to fight for the or African eliminator for the IBF, but there was no available opponent within the shortest possible time due to the COVID-19 restrictions. So he still had to fight and keep busy fight. So this fight ended in round three. It was a stoppage for him. Then to the co-main event, Alfred Lamte and George Crapper. George Crapper has aged. He's at the latter stage of his career, and but I think he put up a great boxing skill. He showed a young champion that he has enough experience, but he also suffered a brutal knockout in, I think, round four. Yeah, Lamptey stopped him in round four, and Lamptey showed great skill. He showed patience. He broke down his opponent systematically. I think Lamptey Holy got the knockout of the day. Holy got the knockout of the day. But Lamptey's knockout was also a very, very good one. Lamptey's knockout was also a very, very good one. Was also a very good one. And he beat George George Crapper. I think video I have already uploaded that fight on YouTube. So it is my last upload. It's a series of fights, but it's also included in the in that fight. So you can check it out if you have not checked it out. And also continue kindly subscribe to the channel, like, share so that others can join. And then to the main event. The main event was epic. It was by all standard the best fight. And it's mouth watering. And I don't know if you can see, I'll be uploading the whole fight though on YouTube, but I would be for viewers online, I would give you a teaser of the knockdown. I'd give you a teaser of the knockdown. I don't know if you can see, but that that was the knockdown. Michael Ansah, wow, boom, and that was the end of the fight. Uh, Michael Ansah had been looking. Michael Ansah, as he's a fighter, Sherrif is the boxer. Sherrif won, I think, round one, two, three convincingly. Round four, you could give it to either guys, but I think because Sherrif Quaye started the round well and later relaxed and left the, I think the last 30 seconds, Michael Ansah landed cleaner punches and pushed Sherrif to the corner. Then in round five, he finished the job. But let me start from round one, the entrance. The entrance was epic. Michael Ansah, the showman, it took him several minutes to get to the ring. It took Michael Ansah more than 15 minutes to get to the ring. And when he got to the ring, trust me, the talking did not stop. The talking did not stop. I have just edited his video with an interview I had with him on the night of the press conference where he called Sherrif Quaye all kinds of names. You're a radical, you're a bomb broker, and he promised to knock him out in the first round. And he did so in a very fantastic manner. I think the referee took the right decision to stop the fight. If he had let the fight continue, I think Sherrif Quaye would have taken more damages because he was still wobbling after the count. He was still wobbling, and you could visibly see that he was shaking. So if the referee did a good job by stopping the fight, but the pandemonium after the victory. It took security men close to 30 minutes or more. It, it took, let me check. It took security men 38 minutes to clear the ring because Michael Ansah fans had invaded the ring. They had invaded the ring that day. And Charlie, the excitement in the air, and Coach Charles Quaye did a very good job. He kept on issuing. I was actually standing at the red corner when I upload the video. You you can virtually see me standing at the red corner. So I was listening in on everything the coach was telling his fighters. Those that came to the red corner, I could literally hear everything they said. And the coach kept on take your time, you'd get him. And they had wanted to land their left hook right from the right from the start of the fight. They were looking for the left hook. They were looking for the left hook. It kept on missing. Then round 4, it landed a couple of times, I think twice. But in the 5th round, when it landed twice, it was the stoppage. So Sherrif Quaye was stopped by the left hook from Michael Ansah. And I tell you, I think Ghana boxing has a future. I think a guy like Michael Ansah is a good boxer. Maybe you'll not, uh, you can't say he is at the level of Richard Comey or the Game Boy Tego, but he is a very good boxer. I think management, he actually was sacking a lot of managers those days when he started boxing and was in top form after missing out on the Olympics when he turned pro. Excuse me. When he turned pro, he did not have a manager, and he was, because of the money, he was taking fights he shouldn't have taken. If not, he would have been groomed through the ranks. And though his record does not speak for itself, I think he has about 9 losses on his channel. But all those losses were against people he shouldn't have fought. As at the time he had about 3 fights, and he's fighting an experienced guy with about 20 something fights. Let me give you the accurate record of Michael Ansah. He is now, this fight was for the Commonwealth final eliminator. So let's see what the future holds for Michael Ansah, because the promoter from Box Office Sports Promotion had promised him he would be fighting for the Commonwealth final eliminator and then the main Commonwealth title. So Michael Ansah's record, I'm about to give you. Okay, he now has 20 victories and 10 losses. The a fight like Terry Flanagan fight, he shouldn't have taken. Terry Flanagan as a champ, he is a way experienced fighter than Michael Ansah, sorry. Then in his second pro bout, look at the fight. I said his second bout. His third pro bout, he took on Samuel Quaye, who is also managed by the NDC parliamentary candidate for the 2020 elections. That is Abraham Nekwe. So I think they were in the same management. Then they made the same fights. Then Michael Papo fight. I think after watching the footage from someone, I think last week, I think it could have been a draw or gone his way. It was a dicey fight. But fighting Terry Flanagan, that fight he shouldn't have taken. Patrick Ukine fight, he shouldn't have taken. If his management were at work, he shouldn't have taken that fight. So let's see what the future holds. If he's able to win his final eliminator, then he would be looking for maybe an international bout with any of the British guys. So we wish him well in the future. And now there was another bout that happened at the City Engineers. Yes. There was another bout that happened at City Engineers. It was also action packed. I wasn't there, but we will be receiving footages and we will also be uploading them on YouTube. That happened yesterday. Yesterday, yes, it happened yesterday night, and I think Abdullah was on that fight. He got the victory, so congratulations to him. And there's this other guy, the Nigerian. That bout had about 4 international bouts. That contest had about 4 international bouts on it. So let's see. When I get the full footage, I would upload on YouTube. Then who else? Now let's talk about the Manchester Derby. Then the Madrid Derby. The Madrid Derby and the Manchester Derby. The Manchester Derby. Let's start with the Madrid Derby, which ended 1-1. If anyone wants to join the live, you should just let me know. I'll just send him a link in order to join the live. The Madrid Derby. It's Atletico were playing home and Luis Suarez drew first blood. But let me give you the lineup for the fight. Oblak was in pole, Trippier, Savage, Felipe, Hemoroso, Carrasco, Amen, Lorente, Carreno, Suarez, Koke. Then Madrid, Courtois, Mendy, Nacho, Verani, Lucas. Actually, I could not watch the full fight. I watched an extended highlight of it. Then Cruz, Casemiro, Modric, Asensio, Benzema, Rodrigo. These were the starting lineup for Real Madrid. This was the starting lineup for Real Madrid. Real Madrid had 61% of possession, whilst Atletico had 39% of possession. Atletico had 5 shots on target, whilst Real Madrid had 8 shots on target. Oblak made 7 saves, while Courtois made 4 saves. Then yellow card, Atletico had 5, with Real Madrid having 1. Then the dangerous attacks were kind of similar. Real Madrid had 77, with Atletico getting 71. There was no red card in the match. Karim Benzema got the goal for Real Madrid, and now this is the standing of the La Liga table. Atletico Madrid are top with 59 points. Barcelona follow with 56 points. Barcelona had an election yesterday and they have elected a new president at Real Madrid follow with 54 points. Then Sevilla follows with 48. Sociedad 45. Real Betis 39. Then Villarreal 37. Atletico Bilbao 33. Celta Vigo 33. Granada 33. The rest escaped to the relegation zone. Ever has 22. Alaves have 22. Chelsea has 20 points. Then from there, we move to England where the Manchester Derby took place. It was between Manchester United and their city rivals, Manchester City. Minutes, please. This was the starting lineup for both teams. Ederson was imposed for Real Madrid. Manchester City. Cancelo, the right back. Stones and Diaz were in centre back. Then Zeshenko, the Ukrainian international, was in the left back position. Gundogan, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne were the midfielders on the day. Sterling, Gabriel Jesus, and Algerian international Mahrez were in the third half. Then Manchester United went with a 4-2-3-1 formation with number one choice that David De Gea absent, so Henderson took the mantle. We had right back Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw, McTominay, Fred, James, Fernandes, Rashford, and Anthony Martial. These were the starts of the game. Manchester City had 66 possession of the game, whilst Manchester United had 34. Shot on target, they had 6. It was 6 apiece. Then goalkeeper save, Ederson had made 4 saves, whilst Henderson made 6 saves. Dangerous attack, 80 in favor of Man City and 21 in favor of Manchester United. That was a total dominance performance, but the scoreline did not reflect that. The scoreline was 2-0 in favor of Manchester United. And I think this would Ole may have been getting the results against Man City, but the results matters. Yes, I agree, but I think for a very long time now, Manchester United is not playing good football, in which you hope that if they need one or two players to improve, or you have hope that the next season they would win the league. Unlike the time Liverpool had not won the league, had not gotten to the Champions League final, that was 3 seasons ago. That they had an identity of play which was smooth, but they were not getting results. They were not getting results. So they started the next season. The next season, that was when they won the Champions League. You could see that what they were doing the previous season was what they were doing that current season's 2 seasons ago was an improvement on the previous season, and they were lacking a defender. That was when they had even identified that they were lacking defender. That was when they wanted to sign Van Dijk, but the move was blocked due to one of political issues about the announcement and stuff. But they signed him in January, and he gave them a solid back four, and they used that in winning the Champions League. Upon that, you could see the play, how the defenders moved from the flanks and joined the attack with Mane and Firmino and Mohamed Salah. It was so fluid. By United, you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, or you don't know the type of play we are playing. We are playing the same system, the 4-2-3-1 system, but the identity of play, they can play 4-5 games, performing fantastic and enviable, and the team goes off in the next 4 games. I think Manchester United had drawn all its previous games, all the 3 games prior to the Man City game. They had not scored. Manchester United had not scored a game for 3 games. Sociedad, Chelsea, and I've forgotten the last name. Sociedad, Chelsea. So United are struggling with goals, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the one who took the decision to part away with Romelu Lukaku. Fine, if you're parting away with a natural number 9, who in the person of Romelu Lukaku, who is your replacement? He brought in Anthony Martial. Has Anthony Martial played the number 9 role before? He did not. He trusted him. Martial performed last season, even not up to the standard of Lukaku, because when Lukaku went to Inter Milan, we could see the results of having a coach that trusts you. I think Ole took a bad decision in making Lukaku go, because if Lukaku was there and was getting good services from Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba, we would not be lacking goals. We would not be lacking goals. Though Cavani has a track record, but he doesn't have age on his side. Last January, United had the opportunity to sign Haaland. I don't know. They hesitated. I don't know I can't pinpoint the reason why United hesitated in not signing Haaland, but they dragged their feet and Dortmund signed a young guy, and he has proven that he is no fluke. He was performing in the Champions League. He was performing in Norway, and he is now performing massively for Dortmund. He has just been outshined by a world-class striker in the person of Lewandowski. So I don't know what's wrong with the United team in signing quality players. They always drag their feet, even with the signing of in the signing of Cavani. It had to come at the last. The signing of Cavani came at the latest time of the transfer window. I don't know what the management were waiting for. So this continues. I see United not winning the trophy for the next 3 years, because it's either we sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and bring in someone who has the experience, someone who has the know-how. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a Manchester legend, but it's time we bring in someone who has the know-how, someone who has won it before, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been given more time than Mourinho had, and I'm sure he would be in charge of Manchester United to the end of the season. I've heard the argument that he is at the second position. For crying out loud, Mourinho was also at the second position in his first season, so Mourinho was second. So we don't want to be second. Manchester United, we don't want to be second. We want to be first. We want to win the league. That is what we want as a club. Manchester United is not a trying club. It's a club of winners. So if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can't guarantee the Premier League trophy next season, I think it's better we part away with him and bring in somebody like, I wanted to mention names, but I'll reserve my comments for now. But we should bring in a winner, someone who has done it before. I be that year, yes, saying they be. So those are my thoughts on the Sherrif Quaye, the Madrid derby, and the Manchester derby. I'm yet to watch the Ghana under 20 versus Uganda under 20, because as at the time they were playing, I was at the Bukom Boxing Arena trying to prepare for the much awaited trailer, Independence Day trailer. So I could not watch the fight, but I'll watch it during the week and I'll bring you my full thoughts. My congratulations to the boys. And even as Amajan said that they've done well, kudos to the management and everybody that was involved in bringing the trophy to Ghana. They've I read somewhere that they've touched down, so kudos, and we hope they are able to maintain this and progress into the national team so that one day we can also bring an African Cup home. But I think the strategy should be now, we shouldn't rush them into the senior national team. We should let them grow naturally and earn a place in the national team. We shouldn't push them into the national team because the team that won the under 20 in Egypt, how many lasted the national team for more than 3 years? How many? I think Dede Ayew was already in the national team, so he is exempted. Adia, he is nowhere to be found. This guy that went to Africa, someone should help me with the name. Opukwajiman. Opukwajiman. After his injury, there was nowhere to be found. Ajiman Bedu lasted. So I think Ajiman Bedu from that 20, and no more than 3 players from the under 20 lasted in the senior national team, the Black Stars. So I think we should take our time in preparing them, getting them. They should be mentally toughened in order to get to the under 20A, into the senior national team, so that we can one day benefit from them than rush them like eating an unripe mango. No, we should rather wait and we would benefit more. We would benefit from the taste of the mango. So that is it. That is my take. And I had wanted to do just 30 minutes, but we are way past 30 minutes. If anyone have any suggestion, we can talk about it or express my view on it. And if not, I think this is what I wanted to talk. These are the 3 major things I wanted to talk about. If anyone has any suggestion, the person can type it in in the comment section, then I read it out, then we'll see how we go about the whole thing. Okay, then I think then we have to end it here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I think we have to end it here since no one has any other thing that we would be talking about. So stay positive. Au revoir. I appreciate you all for coming. That is Sowani AJ. I appreciate you for passing through. Lucio, Daniel Aite, I appreciate you all for passing through. Nelson, I appreciate you for passing through, I think. But I just have to end it here because no one has anything else to add. If someone has something to say or someone has any suggestion or any sports related issue that he or she thinks we should express our views on it, you can write that in the comment section so that we go ahead. All right. We call it a day. Stay positive. I hope you enjoy your holiday. Stay safe. Au revoir. Bye bye.